Um, okay. All right. Uh, so who are you? What do you do and stuff? Like what's the like two sentences like are you?
So my name's Mars Lindgren. Should I be looking at you or the
I
camera?
guess you could look at me.
Is it
Let's have you look at me, I
okay?
guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Pretend I'm not holding a camera.
okay.
An
Sounds
iPhone.
good. So yeah, my name's Mars. I play trombone for a living. I travel. I play music. Um, yeah, that's kind of it. Other than that, I'm into pretty much anything that makes people happy. Anything, food, music, drinks. I like to brew. I like to cook. Um, I like to spend time with friends and family and have parties.
All right. So like how does that fulfill like meaning in your life? Like what is the meaning
The
of
meaning
life?
of life.
Yes.
I don't know. I think it could be different for everyone, but for me, it's about connections with other people. Mostly, that's how I don't know. That's what makes me happy. So, um, yeah, I'm not like very concerned about money. I'm mostly concerned about being able to spend time with the people I care about, or even just random people I don't even know. Just doing things together, doing things that make people have a good time. That's why I've stuck with playing music for so long, even though it's kind of a crazy, difficult job. As like a thing to do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's super fulfilling on that level of just like watching a bunch of people have a really good time because of something that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's super satisfying to me. That makes I don't know. That makes it worth it. So yeah.
Okay. Um, that's great. And what else? What do you like? What do you like about yourself?
Uh, what do I like about myself? I I don't know. That's an interesting question. I like a lot of things about myself, but
How do you take care of yourself? How do you show yourself some love?
I show myself some love by well, lately it's been by getting up or making sure I get some exercise in every morning, just so I feel better in general. That's a way that I show myself some love, by doing things that I want to do with my time. I don't spend a lot of time, you know, doing things because I feel like I have to do them. I've never, I've never really. When I was younger, I did paper routes and I worked super hard. I had a million things going on when I was a kid, and at some point, I realized that when I'm like way too busy, I'm not happy, and when I'm not happy, I get cranky. I'm not as fun for people around me. So, um, just by focusing on having a lifestyle and a career that keeps me in a good mood, that like makes me happy, even if it doesn't make me a lot of money. That's the way that I show myself some love. I think
Right on.
that's always been a big priority to me. Yeah, and by trying to experience a lot of the, I don't know, I like I'm really into food. I'm really into um, brewing beer and just trying different things. Thomas likes to call me a collector of flavors. That's what I guess part of my joy in life is experiencing a lot of different things, experiencing foods from other cultures and learning how to make them, and then trying to share those with other people. Those are things that make me happy.
Nice. Yeah, what does gosh, I'm compelled to ask like what is happiness? What does that mean anyway?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like okay.
I don't know because it's so different for every person. I feel
Yeah.
like, and for me, I figured it out pretty early on that I am, when I'm when I'm doing all those things that make me happy that are like and it doesn't always, like socializing doesn't always make me happy. Sometimes when I've been on the road a long time, when I've been spending a lot of time, in social situations, what makes me happy is to disappear into my room and play video games for days, or that kind of thing. So it's different. What makes you happy is different all the time. Man, those aloe plants are really drying up.
Yeah.
I just noticed that. We should water those. Yeah, so I don't know. There's not like a consistent thing that's like the key to happiness, like all the time.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't know. For me, like I know it when when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard work. It's like one of the happiest moments of my life that I remember from when I was in high school was going on a mission trip to Mexico and helping to do some construction for poor families down there with the church. And that was like I remember that trip being really like eye-opening and interesting, and feeling like at that point I was doing exactly what I should be doing with my life, and it didn't even have anything to do with a lot of the other things that I really enjoy. But it felt good to work really hard and do something that was like a positive thing for other people. Yeah, so it I don't know, it's always kind of shifting, even when like a lot of people stay in Bellingham because they feel happy here, and then after a certain point in time they stop feeling happy. The things that made them happy before don't make them happy anymore because they feel stagnant. They because it's one of those kind of towns. It's not a huge city. There's not a lot of opportunity depending on what you need as far as career or whatever. So a lot of people will feel like they get stuck here, and then they're not happy even though they're in a place that makes them happy in so many ways, So I feel like...
Do you have any advice for those kind of people? Like when you feel stuck, like what do you do?
When I feel stuck, I get out of it through action. Like when I feel like I'm not getting enough work, so I don't have enough money, so I'm worried about paying my rent, and I'm worried about not being able to travel to see my family or my friends or my girlfriend or whatever. Then I try to spring into action and do something about it. Start making phone calls, start trying to line up more gigs. When I feel stuck, like depressed, because I get seasonal depression pretty bad every year, and it's usually the kind of thing where like I'll be on the road a long time, I'll get home, it's it's dark and dreary, and I just want to kind of veg and hang out in my room. And that feels good for a while, but then you do it too much, it leads to depression. The thing that helps me out a lot is just getting out. So even if I don't feel like it, I'll force myself to walk down to the Green Frog or something, have a beer, and see who I run into. Because I've been around Bellingham long enough that I know enough people that I'm probably going to run into someone I know, and I spend enough time traveling and meeting people and socializing that if I don't run into anyone I know, I'll usually strike up a conversation with someone, and that just moving physically and like getting out of the house and getting a change of scenery for a little bit, even if it's just for an hour or two here and there, that does a lot for me to break myself out of my whatever is going on in my head if I'm feeling depressed.
What do you fear when you're feeling afraid sometimes? Spiders. Okay.
What do you mean, more an existential?
Whatever you want. Do you ever get afraid of? Do you ever? Yeah, I don't know. Do you ever get nervous about things?
Yeah, I get nervous about. Yeah, what is that? guess in terms of, you know, what I'm doing for a living, I get nervous that I'm not going to make enough money to pay my rent. That's kind of a constant.
Yeah.
And, you know, because of that, I'm always kind of questioning whether playing music for a living is just a silly thing to do with my life, because it's, you know, in some ways it's like, it's me. I guess there's a part of my brain that tells me it's me being lazy and not doing a job where I have to work harder, you know, because I'm just doing what I want all the time. That feels on some level like laziness.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of the time it's super hard work, you know, long hours and low sleep and yeah, when you're out on the road, like, that's super hard work. And it's very highly skilled work. So it's, you know, it feels like it's, to me, it's a very legitimate thing to do as a career. But the money is terrible.
Yeah.
And so I get nervous that, you know, that maybe I should be focusing on, you know, something else that, for instance, I don't have the resources if there was some, like, major health crisis in my family. It'd be nice to have some money, to have some more resources to take care of it, or to be able to fly and visit people, and, you know, just that freedom that like more steady pay gives you.
Okay.
So that makes me nervous all the time, because I've been doing this for so long, I haven't built those resources.
Sure. I've got, I want to see if there's anything you have to say about, like, I don't know if you would call it spirituality, but like, what is it that you find, like, you like music, like you like A, B, C, and D, you know, but what is it? Do you ever have any sensations where that you could describe as spiritual, or is it just like, why does it work for you, or how do you experience the happiness? Like, what does spirituality mean? I don't know. That was a lot of questions.
Okay.
And you have like 1 minute, which is a long time.
Okay. Let's see. I grew up very evangelical too, so my definition of spirituality has shifted a lot, and it used to involve, and it's a really hard thing to describe, because you know, I used to do a lot of really intense, you know, prayer meetings and things like that, and you would feel this really intense connection with God, and that was like these like profound spiritual experiences that I had, and that's not a scene that I'm really a part of anymore. I was talking to my mom about this the other day, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that I think a lot of religion puts rules ahead of people, and I can't be a part of that anymore. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't feel spiritual to me, and music is more like how I experience spirituality now. But I don't know what. I think it's more of the connection with other people, you know, that I'm feeling and enjoying, that is, you know, how I see spirituality now more than I used to. I guess.
Wonderful. Any last words, my dear? Any advice or mantra you'd like to put out into the world?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. Keep going after what makes you happy, you know, and if you can't figure out what that is, keep trying.
Right on. Okay. Thank you, Mars.
No
Beautiful.
problem.